I started investing in a brand new brokerage account with $0 back in January of 2024. And after 19 months, I finally hit my initial goal of $5,000 in this account. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I invested in, how I did it, and more importantly, what are some of the lessons learned along the way. I started investing with just one index fund back in January of 2024. I wanted to invest $5 a day into the market for several reasons. Number one was to show people how easy it was to get started with investing. I mean, it gets you off the couch and into the game so you can learn how to start building wealth. And then secondly, I was genuinely interested. Could I start off with investing just $5 a day every single trading day? What would that do? Would it have an impact? Would it actually be worth it? Could I actually start to see some growth in my portfolio? And over the first 10 months of 2024, I stuck with investing just in Vanguard's VOO, and it was $5 every single day. I did see a little bit of traction, but it was growing slowly because it was only $5 every single day. And along the way, a lot of you guys jumped in and you said, hey, this was the very first time that I started investing, and you started investing with me. And to me, that actually meant a lot. That meant more than the views that I was actually getting on that video, because where I come from, most people have no idea how to invest in the stock market. We're taught to stay away from it because it's like gambling in the casino, and that could not be further from the truth. So after 10 months, I decided, hey, instead of doing a $5 a day daily investment challenge, let's open this up and let's turn this into a small portfolio builder challenge, to where the goal was to hit increments in a portfolio. So the first was 5,000. Then we're going to go to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 and beyond. We're just going to continue to grow this account out for as long as possible. So in November of 2024, I added my second index fund, which is SCHD. And I decided I'm going to invest $10 a day every single day into that account, as well as $5 every day into Vanguard's VOO. So I was investing $15 every single day as of November of 2024. And then at the end of the year, I decided, I'm going to tighten my budget a little bit more. And I want to add a third index fund into this portfolio because I was starting to see that growth. And I was interested in adding more to this portfolio so I can continue to grow to hit my initial goal of that $5,000. So in March of 2025 of this year, I added Vanguard's VGT, which was the third index fund that I added to this portfolio. And again, I wanted to invest $10 every single day into that as well. So since March of this year, I have been investing $25 every single day into this portfolio. And I finally hit my initial goal of $5,000. And I want to go through my portfolio to show you how it's performed since January of 2024. Make sure you stick around for the entire video because I have decided the next investment that I'm going to be adding to this portfolio. So make sure you stick around and check that out. And also, if you started investing with me at any point from January 2024 to present day, drop a comment down below. Let me know, what are you investing in and how much is in your portfolio? Have you already hit the 5,000 goal and you are on to the next goal? Or are you still kind of working your way towards that initial goal? No heat, no judgment here. Just trying to see how everybody is doing and making sure that you're staying consistent and you're investing in the market so you can build out wealth. All right, so on this screen right here, we are taking a look at my entire portfolio. So I'll start at the top and I'll work my way down to the bottom here. So as you can see, we have a total of $5,440.88 in this portfolio. So I'm happy to say that we have hit that initial goal and we've surpassed it over the past week or so with the latest moves in the market. Now, if you look below that, you will see that on the day, we have a P&L of minus $42.65, and we are down on the day 0.078%. So not a lot. There was a lot going on in the market today. We had FMOC yesterday, and then there was also news that the Trump administration has agreed to a trade agreement with the EU, and then there was also news that there was a pause on tariffs for Mexico. So we had a little bit of stabilization in the market today, but overall on the day we're red, and I'm not worried about that. I'm not tripping about that. And then if we go down below, we're going to see the open P&L. And as of January of 2024, we have a total open P&L. So we are up $394.04, and we are up 8%. So most people say that in the stock market, you can expect to have a return of 8 to 12%, and we're right at the bottom of that 8%. And then if you take a look to the right of that, we have a total market value of $5,315.56. Now you'll notice that the market value is different than the net value because I do have $125 just sitting in a cash balance that is waiting to be invested. And then if you take a look below that, it shows that I have $125 of buying power and of course $125 of option buying power. We're not buying options in this account, so we're not even worried about that at all. And then if we take a look at the bottom of the screen here, you'll see I have 3 positions. I have Vanguard's VGT, I have SCHD and VOO, and then you'll see the market quantity, the market value of each one of those right beside it. You'll also see the orange box that says DRIP. Each one of these are enrolled in the dividend reinvestment program. And every single time that each one of these funds pays out a dividend, then I actually have that automatically reinvested back into my position. Later on, I'll be going over how much I've received in dividends since I started this portfolio as well. Now, I do individual updates on each one of these funds. And if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the latest updates that I provided on these funds, I'll make sure to link them down in the description below. So make sure that you go and you check those out. All right, so next we're gonna go over and we're gonna check out the P&L. So right now we're looking at my P&L, and at the very top up here, you're gonna see that I have a total P&L from January of 2024 to today of $446.43. Now, again, that's going to be a little bit different than what we saw on the previous page because I have received dividends in this portfolio that have been reinvested, and this is taking that into consideration. And as you can see, we had a major pullback earlier in the year, and we all know what that was, right? That is when the Trump administration initially had the trade war going on with China. That has since been resolved. So that big red dip that you see on the chart here represents that. And of course, we have moved tremendously back up to the upside as you continue down the chart there on the right. Now, if you look to the bottom of the screen here, you will see how my investment is performing against the S&P 500. So my investment is actually in the green, and the S&P 500 represented by the orange line there. Now, I will say that Vanguard's VGT and SCHD do not track the S&P 500. VOO does, but for the purposes of this video, I just wanted to show how my entire portfolio is performing against the S&P 500. Now, if you take a look at this, you'll see that it mirrors the chart from the top up there, the graph from the top. We saw some movement to the upside, then to the downside, and then sideways. And then we saw the big pull down here on the chart here. And then of course we saw it move sharply back up to the upside, crossing back over to where it's now outperforming the S&P 500 over the last 19 months. Now, before you trip out where you see that 84.41%, I know you're looking at that and you're wondering, how am I up 84.5%, almost 84.5%? Now, Webull actually takes a look at some of these things a little bit differently. When Webull takes a look at the overall P&L from a percentage perspective, they use the money weighted rate of return. Now, this is the main reason that I don't look at my individual positions at the P&L level here on Webull, because it skews those numbers a bit. So if you don't know what the money weighted rate of return, I'll give you just the very quick overview of that, and I'm just going to read it from here. So it's the money weighted rate of return, also known as the dollar weighted return, is a measure of investment performance that considers both the timing and the size of cash flows deposits and withdrawals into and out of the portfolio. So that is not what our true P&L is from an overall percentage perspective. So whenever you see the 84.5%, I know that there's questions and I usually get those. And that's why I don't show the P&L screen when I'm doing an update on my individual investments within this account. All right, so now let's take a look at the amount of dividends that I have received since January of 2024. So if we take a look at this screen right here, you will see all of the dividends that I have been paid out since January of 24. The very first dividend that I received is at the bottom of the screen here, which is 97 cents. And as you go up, it gets a little bit more closer to the actual date of today, which was the last dividend I received was on July 3rd, and it was $6.47. But you do see that I have started receiving dividends in this account, and the total amount of dividends that I have received is $50.30. Now, I know that's not a ton of money from a dividend perspective, but keep in mind, for the first 10 months of this portfolio, I was only investing $5. I wasn't investing a ton of money and I didn't expect the dividends to be high. But as I continue to invest in this portfolio, $25 every single day, and every quarter, I expect these dividends to continue to grow. And once they start getting reinvested into my positions, it'll just make my account grow that much faster. All right, guys, now before jumping in and letting you know what the fourth investment is that I have selected to add to my portfolio, just wanted to go over some of the things that I've learned over the last 19 months. Number one, we are dollar cost averaging every single day. I do not do this in my 401k or in any of my other brokerage accounts that I invest in. In my 401k, I'm investing monthly into that. In my other brokerage accounts, I invest weekly. In this account, I'm investing daily, but you don't have to invest daily. You can invest however you like in your own portfolio. The second thing is that dollar cost averaging is the way to go. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing that in all of my accounts, even if I'm investing weekly or monthly. I'm investing on the exact same day for each of my accounts, regardless of where the price is at that particular time, because we cannot predict where pricing is going to go. I mean, who saw the tariffs coming in March of this year, which caused a massive pullback in the market? Nobody could account for that. And just as quickly as the market pulled back, it recovered, and now we're trading at and near all-time highs. So the market's unpredictable. Don't try to time the market. Dollar cost averaging is the way to go. Lesson number 3 is automation is key. Now, I've talked a lot about automation over the last few weeks, and I talk about it because I'm a big believer in it. It takes you out of having to do anything. You set it up, it automatically takes the action for you, and you don't have to do anything. It has been great, especially in this portfolio over the past 19 months. I don't go into this account unless I am actually providing an update for you guys. It's truly a set it and forget it type vibe. I know what's going in every single day, every single week, every single month, and I'm not even worried about it. Set it and forget it is the way to go. And the fourth lesson that I learned is just having patience and trusting the process. When I started back in January of 2024, I really didn't know what to expect. But as time went on, I had an idea of what this portfolio would start to do. And as I've hit $5,000, I think I'm gonna be at $10,000 in no time. So if you haven't jumped in and started investing with me at any point, this is the sign for you to jump in. We're trading at and near all-time highs. I think the stock market is a fantastic opportunity for anybody to jump in and start building wealth, and the barrier to entry is extremely low. So if you haven't learned anything from watching any of my videos of kind of where I've got started and where I am today, go back and take a look at those and take a look at the progress and the process over the last 19 months, because that could be you. In fact, you could be much greater in your portfolio than I am, because I started off with the $5, then I shifted to the 10, but there are some people that have left me comments that are letting me know they're investing $50 a day, $100 a day, whatever works for you. The more that you put in, the greater your returns will be. All right, guys, on my last video, I did mention that I had narrowed down my choice of what I'm gonna be investing in next. And what I've decided is I'm gonna go the crypto route. Bitcoin has been hitting all-time highs. And the last time I checked, it was trading at right around $120,000 per coin. So I'm going to start investing in that. I'm going to be investing $10 every single day. I'm going to be using Robinhood for this one. I want to try out Robinhood. I've been using Webull for this account, but I want to try out Robinhood to see if I actually like it. And the way that Robinhood works is that it looks like it's only going to allow me to invest in Bitcoin weekly if I set it up to do it automatically. If there's anybody out there that has done daily investments with crypto and Robinhood, and there's a way to customize it to where I can actually do it daily instead of weekly, drop me a comment and let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to be investing $10 every single day, but it's going to be done every week and it's going to be done every Friday. So let me know. What do you guys think? Did I make the right choice with investing in crypto? I wanted to diversify a little bit, and crypto has been going crazy and it's been parabolic in that space. And I want to jump in there because I believe that cryptocurrency is the next wave. At some point, it's going to be a major player in the currency space, and I want to jump in and start building a position now. All right, guys, now that I hit the $5,000 in this account, my next goal is $10,000. We don't know what the rest of the year has in store for us. Will the market pull back? Will we continue to surge and hit all-time highs? No one knows, but I do know that I'm going to be continuing to invest every single day, regardless if the market is up or down. The plan is to continue going with no end in sight. And I want to be sitting here a couple years from now celebrating passing $25,000 portfolio milestone. And I hope that you are there celebrating with me, celebrating your own milestones that you've hit in your portfolio as well. So if you're new to the channel or you've been by a few times and you have not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me and help me support my channel. It will help me to get this message out to as many people as possible so they can get off the sidelines and into the game.